When we talk about creatures living with the dinosaurs, the very first thing that comes to mind is, what's the name of that guy flying around? The pterodactyl, sure. Did you know that, did any of you ever read comic strip Alley Oop? Anybody? That'll date you. That's years and years and years ago, Alley Oop. It was a little guy who, with a club, running around with dinosaurs, and he had a little buddy who would fly on the shoulders of a pterodactyl. Do you know where he got the idea for that comic strip? He admitted it. Glen Rose. He lived in Fort Worth. The report of human and dinosaur footprints at Glen Rose. Okay. So when we think of dinosaur contemporaries, those that ran around, creatures that ran around with dinosaurs, we normally think of the pterodactyl. But I want to introduce you to two others today. One is a little guy with 3 eyes. What are you doing with 3 eyes? You can only see 2. Well, he's a sphenodon. He's the Tuatara lizard. And he's the first guy we're going to talk about in a moment. Dinosaur contemporaries. Now, how do we know he ran around with dinosaurs? His fossils have been discovered along with early dinosaur fossils. Now, by early dinosaur fossils, the standard paleontological answer is, well, the dinosaurs appeared 228 million years ago, died out 64 million years ago. But the actual facts are, all of those fossils are in flood deposits that are sedimentary deposits that are interlaced with polystrate fossils, and they all found themselves deposited in a worldwide flood less than 5,000 years ago. But we do understand the assignment, so we'll talk about the fact that according to evolutionary theory, these dinosaurs lived 228 million years ago. And among them was this little sphenodon. Introduction. At the Creation Evidence Museum, we have a special interest in dinosaurs. They're described in scriptures in Job 40 and are called behemoth. They are the chief of the ways of God, verse 19. Over the decades, our team has excavated 600 dinosaur footprints. That is probably more than any other team of paleontologists or excavators or researchers in the world. More than any university in the world. But we're not out for records. We're just here to do good work. Okay? Watch. Over 600 dinosaur footprints. Almost all of them here at Glen Rose. And we have discovered and excavated components of 16 different dinosaur fossils. 16. They're all in jackets. While most people are familiar with the pterodactyl, there are 2 other dinosaur contemporaries that deserve our attention and for special reasons, and you'll understand in a moment why. The Tuatara sphenodon lizard. According to Wikipedia, the Tuatara sphenodon punctatus has been protected by law since 1895. Tuataras are reptiles found exclusively in New Zealand, and although resembling most lizards are part of a distinct lineage, the order Rhynchocephalia. Their name derives from the Maori language and means peaks on the back. So notice there's one of them. He has peaks or spikes up his spinal column, somewhat like Acrocanthosaurus. The single species of Tuatara is the only surviving member of this order, which flourished according to evolutionary theory around 200 million years ago. But we understand that as being simply pre-flood, but he's also alive today. Tuatara are greenish brown and gray generally, and measure up to 31 inches from head to tail tip, and weigh up to 2.9 pounds, 3 pounds, with a spiny crest along the back, again, much like Acrocanthosaurus, especially pronounced in males. Their dentition, watch this, in which 2 rows of teeth, 2 rows of upper jaw teeth overlap a single bottom row. That is rare. It's unique among living species. They are even more unusual in having a pronounced photoreceptive eye, a spot, a bump, a spot between the other two eyes, the third eye, which is thought to be involved in setting circadian and seasonal cycles. Why are we interested in this little fellow? Well, we plan to bring an egg to the biosphere. We don't want a living parent already. There's a reason for that. We have 3 patents involved in the biosphere, which is on the other side of the museum, that big steel chamber. In that, we will be simulating the pre-flood context.